Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today we are analyzing a study case given by the university. Before we go right into the topic, I have to present my team, which is composed by Francisco Javier Burgos, Felipe Ignacio Gurin, and the one speaking, Carlos Adonai Contreras. Here we have the table of contents. First we have the introduction, then the educational context, the student's profile and the teacher's role, and finally the conclusions and the recommendations. So the introduction to this case. Well, as a team in this presentation, we will take the complex job of analyzing this case, which we as a group consider quite important as former students from this region who personally understands the context of the school and their students. And as future teachers, we feel the obligation to be prepared to these circumstances like this and furthermore to any context and situation in need. It is also had to be considered that this case analysis is not real and it is only for educational purposes. Moreover, its main objective is to prepare ourselves for the near future as English teachers and help us to be able to manage this kind of situations. Now, moving on to the educational context. The context takes place in a school of municipal dependence in the Bio region, where students came from vulnerable socioeconomic realities and families with low educational levels that had to rely on the government's benefits. The school is interested in planning programs to motivate their students to continue their studies, but based on the possibility of working afterwards. Due to the lack of permanence of the students in their academic career, the most worrying situation for the college is that most of the students, after completing their level of education, start to work.
Students' profile. Many of the students from this school suffer from a low economical reality, where their parents or older relatives did not finish their basic educational levels. These students avoid superior education to join basic labor jobs as soon as they enter high school, which is a great example of the low educational support they receive from their school and relatives. In our opinion, it feels more like many of them are in that school just because it is mandatory, or their economical needs are more urgent or important than the need to complete a degree. Each course is made up of 43 students, which is highly excessive, and in many cases there are students with special educational needs. They fail to communicate themselves and fail to behave in their classroom, so it's hard for their teachers to complete their classes in order. The teacher's role and methodology. The teacher role is quite important in the educational context. This is because students are constantly seeking for a role model to follow. When it comes to teachers, they must be confident in the value of the material they use and in the subject they teach. As well, believe in their students' capacities and constantly challenge them with different tools and evaluation methods. However, Mr. Zapata seems far from any of these methods and does not seem to care for his student, which is easy to recall in their academic results and in their behavior. As well, it's important to recall that Mr. Zapata does not attach himself to the curriculum because he avoids the development of the 4 skills of English learning: reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
Despite Mr. Zapata has been working for 18 years in the same school, in our perspective, it seems to us that he doesn't do his job in a proper way due to the non-standing expectations about his students, which make them feel demotivated. For example, his English classes are designed to teach simple vocabulary and simple grammatical structures. Moreover, he presents isolated sentences or short paragraphs with topics suggested in the thematic units of the national curriculum to be translated with the help of dictionaries. Furthermore, he explains everything in English and then translates everything he has said, which in part affects the students because they will get used to translate the language and not put down roots to use it in the future. From our point of view, a teacher who is motivated and takes their classes seriously makes an effort to encourage their students to get into a language, in this case, English, to develop their skills which will make them prepared and successful when they will become professionals. Concluding this case analysis, we consider that the teacher should change the low expectative perception about his students and attempt to teach through a constructivism lens, which means that he could give feedback about the students' achievements and mistakes during classes and after formative evaluations to improve their learning process along with their skills in the English language. Moreover, Mr. Zapata should avoid translating everything for his students in order to challenge them to understand the class as well as create an equitable environment for the special educational needs students and not special educational needs students. Another recommendation could be the use of free interactive websites to motivate the participation in class. And also, ask them which topics they would like to learn apart from the thematic units of the national curriculum to engage their interest in relation to English language use, considering the development of the 4 essential skills: writing, reading, listening, and speaking. We hope you like the video and thank you for your attention. See you next time. Bye.